We've got a tough fixture to take on today as we host Valencia. They're unbeaten in 3, sitting in 7th place in the division. But hey, we're not doing too bad, you know. We're not doing too bad. We're still unbeaten going into this one. I've played a little bit more Football Manager. I'm going to fill you in on what's going on. But that good start continues rolling. And Cadizzy are flying. Welcome to I'm So Cadizzy. So since you have been gone, since we beat Betis 3-1 at the end of the last episode, I have gone on and played 3 more games on Football Manager, and we have kept our unbeaten record. We're still unbeaten, 2 draws and a win, Espanyol 1-1 draw. And it was good to see in that game Theo Bongonda scoring his first goal of the season. It was a slow start for him, but he has come sort of improved his form slightly. So if we look at his form over the last few games, certainly that 8.1 boosted his rating. Got a 6.9 there as well, but after a slow start of 6.6, 6.4, I'm still looking for some consistency from him, but he definitely seems to be on the up. Lucas Perez, once again against Girona for the 3rd time this season, came off the bench to score and bagged us a late equaliser, an 83rd minute goal, and that Girona result was, I mean, it was a very, very even game. Slightly disappointing, probably the most disappointing result that we've had this season, even though it was a draw, because with Girona certainly being one of the weakest teams in this league, they are a side that I certainly would have expected us to beat. So draw was disappointing. I mean, I say their media prediction is 20th. They're predicted to finish bottom of the league. They are currently 13th. They are overachieving, but certainly a game that I feel we missed an opportunity there. However, we did follow that up against Osasuna. We went into that game in 3rd place in the league. They came into that game in 4th place. They were on a 5-match unbeaten run. They were absolutely flying. However, Alex Fernandez came into this game full of beans. I mean, he was determined. He had a fantastic game, man of the match. And these 2 goals, I mean, this first one is an absolute cracker. It may only be early in the season, but this is a contender for goal of the season. That is a bullet. Very, very, very close to being offside, so it was almost ruled out by VAR. However, I'm really pleased that it wasn't, because it really was an immense strike. Second one, a nice tidy finish underneath the goalkeeper as he rushed out. But yeah, Alex Fernandez, really, really good. Really good performance, and went out there and got us the win. It was really good to see as well our new loanee, Francisco Conceição. He's picked up 2 assists from 1 start and 3 sub appearances since joining the club. So the youngster's having an impact, and the fact that he was rated as that deadline day best signing in Spain, he seems to be living up to that tag, and hopefully he'll just continue to get better and better. So yeah, things are going very, very well. You join us here today for the match against Valencia. We know that they're gonna present difficult opposition. It's certainly going to be the coldest day that we've played so far this season. I mean, and just look at that. In the space of 4 days, it's going to go from breezy 14 degrees to 31 degrees when we take on Mallorca afterwards. That is pretty much like good old-fashioned British weather. A difference of 17 degrees across 4 days. But yeah, we're here to take on Valencia. We're going to get into that game shortly. But what I also do want to focus on as part of this episode as well, we'll have a look at the league and what's happening there. So we are still unbeaten, us and Real Madrid, still the only 2 unbeaten sides in the division. Real Madrid starting to pull away at the top already, 4-point lead over Barcelona. We do have that game in hand over them, and with a win we can go within 2 points of Real Madrid. It does seem quite mental to be talking about going 2 points within the league leaders. I know we're only 9 games into the season, but it is amazing that we find ourselves in this position at this stage. I mean, bearing in mind the target for the whole season was 40 points, and a win here against Valencia would actually, we'd be halfway there after 9 games. It's just like I said, as I said in the last night, it's a dream. It's been a dream start. I have no doubt that at some point the wheels are going to come off. I'm sure of it. But we'll keep riding this train as long as we can. Our goalkeeper's been a big part of the form so far this season. Jeremiah Ledesma is officially on average rating the second best player in the league, with only Karim Benzema recording a higher average rating to date so far. He has 2 player of the match awards already this season, as does Alex Fernandez, who also makes the top 10 in those stats so far this season. But the Argentinian goalkeeper's been fantastic. 4 clean sheets in 8 appearances, a penalty save in there as well. Yeah, I'm loving him. Absolutely loving him. I had my doubts when I first took over. I had my doubts about my my assistant manager rating him as one of probably our best player. But he's living up to the hype. He is proving that he is exactly that. In the assist section, Brian Ocampo has 4. He's second on the list. He's had a superb start to the season. However, it's not all it's not this episode as we update you on what's been going on. It's not all singing and dancing. It's not all good news, because Brian Ocampo is actually out at the moment. So he's out with injury. If I go to medical report, you will see that he's been out for a total period of 4 weeks. So he's been missing. However, with him missing, what that did is that did give him an opportunity, like I said, for the youngster, the young on loan Francisco Conceição to come in, and he has proved to be a really good stand-in at present. So things are good. Things are good. The only other disappointment really is I haven't really had much opportunity to give much football to our other permanent signing, Gustavo Assunção, who joined us on transfer deadline day. He's also out injured at the moment, so he is currently receiving specialist treatment for a torn groin muscle, which he received in training. Expected back in up to 3 weeks, and he's already been out for 3 weeks as well. So not ideal for him picking up a 6-week injury so early in the season. But yeah, so that's currently where we are at present. Looking forward to this Valencia game. Let's take a look at them. So our next game is going to be against Valencia. Certainly one of the stronger teams in the division, one of the better sides that's expected to be well above us for sure. Now at the moment they may sit below us, but what I'll generally tend to do with the big teams like this when I'm playing Football Manager is I'll go back and look through recent results and see how they've got on, but I'll look at the goals and see if I can identify, if I can pinpoint any weaknesses on how teams are scoring against them, or how they're scoring their goals, where their main threat seems to be coming from. So we can definitely see that Valencia can be got at. I mean, they've conceded twice in 3 of their last 4 games. They do score a lot of goals as well, though. But the teams they're conceding against, I mean, they conceded 2 against Osasuna, 2 against Mallorca, 2 against Celta Vigo. Weaker teams, considerably weaker teams than them in the league. When we look at the goals from the Mallorca game, it is when we watch these goals, we'll actually see that Valencia's goals tend to come from sort of within the box. They do quite a lot of intricate passing in and around the box. I mean, this one here is very much passing in and around the area. It finally falls to Kluivert. It's a bit of a lucky one. The goalkeeper's sort of parried it off and it's just fallen into his feet. The goal that comes from Mallorca comes from the wide area, so it's a cross in, a low cross into the box and a tap in. Mallorca's first goal. Back to Valencia again, and they score here. And again, it's a lot of passing in front of goal. It's a good strike in the end, but it's passing in and around the middle. They don't seem to get the ball wide and cross it in so much. They're very much like, even here, there's an opportunity to cross, but he cuts inside. And I mean, to be fair, that's just really poor goalkeeping. And it's sort of handed to them on a plate, the third goal there. But again, when they've got the opportunity to cross, they seem to cut in and get into the box and rather run at their defenders. There's no surprise as well to say, certainly worth noting as well, that Mallorca's second goal, very, very similar to the first. So again, you're looking at a situation where it was a low cross from just outside, just inside the box, and that cross was low, straight to the feet, and resulted in a goal. So 2 goals in that one that come from low crosses. So that's something worth bearing in mind from our point of view when we try to attack them. Now, obviously turning attention to their most recent game against Celta Vigo, and again, there's similarities. Passing in front, right in front of the box, in the middle of the pitch, not putting the ball wide, looking to create space, and it's a good goal. I mean, you can't knock it, but again, it's very narrow. And again here, Cliver, very narrow. I mean, this again is very much a gimme. The defenders, I'm not sure what they're doing there, why they don't just clear it, but Cliver, bit of a fox in the box, and they they're sort of handed a goal, the same as they were against Mallorca. So although Valencia are scoring 3 goals a game in these games, they are sort of being handed it on a plate. To a certain extent, they don't seem to be mullering teams, and the goals that they're scoring are just gimmies. I mean, again, they're inside the box, very close range finish from Cliver. Celta Vigo got a corner in that game as well, so maybe they're susceptible to a set piece. But yeah, I definitely feel from looking at we can get at them. So what I'm going to do before we go into the game, I noticed that they're coming from low crosses, the goals. So we're going to switch to low crosses. And that's, I mean, we're playing well. I don't feel that we need to change much about what we're doing. I feel that we're defending well. I feel we've got enough cover in the centre of the park. We're playing inverted wing backs. We'll keep them on that to come in and help with this central area. But yeah, I feel like our setup will suit this game, and we definitely have nothing to fear going into a difficult match against one of the better teams in the division, especially with home advantage on our side. With regards to team selection for the Valencia game, you can see on my squad selection screen here at the moment, I have pretty much got a fresh squad in terms of fatigue. Match sharpness is pretty good all round. Ruben Alcaraz is still on his way back from injury, and he's only actually made 1 appearance so far, so that's why he's a little bit low. But we'll keep him in the squad, keep him in the team. He had a good game first run out back last time out, 7.10 rating against Osasuna. So he did okay, but everyone's playing relatively well. We don't really need to worry too much. Anthony Lozano's probably been the most disappointing so far up front. 6.71 rating from 7 appearances. He does have 2 goals, but no assists, no man of the matches. He's not playing too many sort of key passes, only 4 so far this season. Tackles 1, 10, so he is pressing from the front to a certain extent, but it is only sort of averaging just under 1.5 tackles per game. In that respect, I'm going to drop him for this one for Lucas Perez. Lucas Perez has a much better ratio so far. 3 goals and 2 man of the matches in 1 start and 5 sub appearances. So he has been a bit of a super sub. It's his opportunity here to show that he can do it from a starting position as well. Right back's been a little bit so far, a little bit of a problem area for me. Joseba Zaldua at 6.85 rating. We've got no assists coming from that position so far. He has made the 2nd most interceptions so far this season though. So defensively, he's doing well. He's made 20 tackles. Again, only the fullback on the other side of the pitch, Alfonso Espino, has more tackles so far this year. So defensively, Zaldua's doing well. But in attack, he doesn't really seem to be offering us anything at all. However, when I've given a bit of a run out to Iza, my backup right back, he's been really poor. 6.63 average rating from 3 appearances. So I'm going to stick with Zaldua, but this right back position is one that I'm quite early on identifying as one that might need improving at some point in the future. But we're going to have to be at our defensive best here. With that, this tackling and this defensive aspect to Zaldua's game is going to be massive for the Valencia line up and the way that they play, because obviously there we've seen this with a lot of intricate passing in and around that box. Zaldua will come in and will do a defensive job, and we'll need him to be at his best, as most of the squad will need to be. But yeah, other than that, we're going to stick with our best team. Everyone's pretty fresh, everyone's good to go, so we are lining up like this for the game. We're going to go with a positive mentality. Like I said, the only thing we've done is turned on those low crosses to try and expose that weakness for Valencia that we've noticed with their other recent games where they've been conceding from those sorts of positions, and hopefully we'll see that pay off in the match. What I am going to do as well, I am just going to tell the lads from our point of view, it's important that we make use of full home advantage. Let's go out there and get a result. I'm going to tell the defence that I've got faith in them, a little booster for those, because they're going to have to be at their best. And we're going to take a look at the opposition. So it does surprise me, these here, Cliver and Lino, they've got to be set to be sitting narrower, because as we saw from their gameplay, nothing comes from out wide. So in that respect, I am going to try and push them outside. I'm not going to let them come inside. I'm going to put Lino out on his right foot, Cliver out on his left, just try and push them out, keep them out wide, don't let them cut inside, and hopefully that will neutralise some of the threat that they pose in those central areas. So we're ready to go. Cadizzy were impressive last time out against Osasuna. How do you carry that form into this match? I'm going to ease expectations. I'm not really concerned with what we've done. We're just taking things one at a time and seeing where they go. Should we expect to see an attacking approach for your fixture against Valencia? I am going to put here, I wouldn't tell you even if I had a plan such in mind. Let's play it coy. Let's keep our cards close to our chest. Brian Ocampo isn't in the squad today, but isn't injured as far as we know. Why is he out? I just don't want to rush him back. His condition isn't great. His match sharpness isn't great, so he's not in the squad. And the guys that have been playing well have done well, the ones that have come in. So it's a selection decision. I've picked the team. I think, let's just say he's just been rested. There's no story here. Stop trying to build something out of nothing. So big day for Lucas Perez up top, getting a start, only his second start of the season. Can he make the most of the opportunity? Valencia look strong. They look good. Kluivert's been banging form. Clearly the danger man. Big game all round. But if you'd have told me going into the 9th game of the season that even if Valencia beat us, they wouldn't overtake us in the table, I certainly wouldn't have believed you. But it is Valencia that look like they're on an early attack. But Zaldua's cut that out. Passed it back to the keeper Ledesma, who puts it out wide to Espino. Espino takes his time, looks up, but passes back to Hernandez and his central defensive partner, Just. And now to Zaldua. So switch the play from the left to the right. And now Conceição with just patient build-up. Just cuts it into the middle of the park to Espino. Back to Just. It's just nice keeping the ball. Alcaraz to Alex Fernandez. Back to Just and Espino. Back to Hernandez. Just keeping the ball, waiting for the opening. And there it is. Conceição to Fernandez. Fernandez back to Conceição. He's put the ball across, and it's that low cross to Sabrino who comes in. That is a fantastic goal. 4 minutes in, we are 1-0 up, and that is footballing brilliance, excellence. That is just awesome. We are Cadizalona. We are Cadiz playing like Barcelona. Cadizalona. Unbelievable. What a start. What a start. We're 15 minutes into the game and Valencia haven't even had a shot yet. He says they've now got a corner. It's going to be an outswinger. And we've headed it away. Nico's picked it up into Paulista. Back to Nico. And that should go. Oh, that's a nice touch from Zaldua. Under pressure in that situation, that is a really cool touch back to the keeper. But Valencia are back on the attack again, looking for that equaliser. It's nice. It's good to see Conceição coming back, the youngster, the 19. I came back on his defensive duties and doing his bit, supporting his wing back. And Conceição's involved again as he finds Jose Maria in space, deep in midfield, who plays a lovely ball over the top to the on-running Zaldua down the right wing, who crosses in. And it meets Sabrino at the back post, who hits it first time. A powerful strike into the bottom of the goal. The keeper has no chance. It is 2-0. Cadizzy 2-0 up against Valencia. You couldn't write. That is quality. And it's really good to see that what we did, that wasn't a low cross, granted, but what we've done is we're focusing on the crossing throughout the week in training as well. So what I do with the training is, I let my assistant manager manage it, but I will add in, depending on things that I want to do throughout each week, I will just naturally, when it comes up in your news items, in your inbox, I will just add in a couple of things each week. Because generally your assistant doesn't fill it out, and he generally leaves the intensity quite low, so you've always got the opportunity, with nearly 3-0 up there, Lucas Perez missing. But yeah, you've always got the opportunity to add a couple of things in. Because the intensity is never that high. You can really sort of put your own focus on it, on things that you want the lads to have a look at. And again, as part of that this week, I specifically had us looking at chance creation. Although we don't play as wingers, I actually had some wing play training as well in. With the goals coming, and it is 2-1. Kluivert scored. It's an own goal. I think we're unlucky there. I think he was trying to cross it, and Hernandez has just sort of got a foot on it, just guided it past the keeper. I don't think was expecting it. It is 2-1. Yeah, he's at Fulquer. Yeah, he's just, I think that's just unlucky for Hernandez. I think it's a cross that's just hit his foot. But yeah, like I said, with that training, so I did wing play as well, seeing that we could hurt them by getting crossing, and it's working. We've played a lot down the right and left, whereas in other games I've seen us play quite a bit through the middle. So you do see these, if you look out for them, what you do in training, you will sometimes see that in a match. Not all the time, but sometimes, for sure, you'll certainly see what you've been working on, and if it's coming to fruition, if it's working. Trust to Jose Marino and Conce. So there's the youngster. Great finish. Yep, the lines. I was worried about the linesman there, but he's kept his flag down, so VAR won't even need to have a look at it. It's a great little chip over the top here by Jose Marie, the deep line playmaker. Perfectly. I mean, Chus plays it back. Jose Marie, first time left foot. And Conceição on his left foot, first time, past the goalkeeper, bottom corner, really nicely controlled shot. And we're 3-1 up at half-time. We've restored our 2-goal lead. We're looking relatively comfortable. I'm not going to lie, we haven't been under the cosh. Valencia haven't had lots and lots of chances. Yeah, we're doing well. I'm just going to say we're ahead on the scoreboard, and we certainly deserve to be given how much we've created, so I'm pleased. I am saying that cautiously because I don't want the lads to get overconfident. I am going to tell the defence as well, keep going. You know they have the ability to make the difference. Because obviously with the defence needs to keep their eye on the ball now. They need to keep on their A game. Ultimately, it's a case of if we don't concede, we win. Even if we concede one, we win. But what I don't want to do is concede a goal in that first sort of 15-20 minutes of the second half and really put pressure on ourselves, because I'm sure that Valencia would then try and hit us hard. They've actually switched Kluivert and Samuel Lino round. They are switching players all over the place. Kluivert's now gone back to the left. Kluivert's now off, so their main danger man, we've kept him that quiet that Kluivert's just been subbed off. Ruben Soprino's carrying a knock, so we're going to get him off. Going to give a run out to Awan Mobile. Lucas Perez, although he hasn't scored, he's had an okay game, 6.9. So he's doing okay. I'm going to take the opportunity to give some minutes to Santiago Arzamendia. I haven't really played him this season. And with us 3-1 up with 15 minutes, I don't feel that I've got too much to worry about. Valencia don't seem to be offering anything. Luis Hernandez having a bad game for him, but which is strange. I mean, I can only think that he's got a 6.4 for the own goal, because we're winning the game 3-1, and it just seems weird that he would be on such a poor rating. So it just must be the own goal that's knocked that down. What I'm going to do in a minute anyway is get him off and give as long as we hold out for another 7 or 8 minutes, I'll give the last 7 or 8 minutes to Gary Cahill, just to give him some game time. If we concede, I'll probably keep it as it is. I just wouldn't want to ruffle any feathers for the last few minutes. But yeah, we've only got 8 minutes left now, so let's get Cahill on. And we'll give Momo some minutes as well. He hasn't played at all this season. So change up the 2 centre-backs. Fresh legs on at centre-back. They've taken off their main attacking talent. Cavani's been quiet all game. I don't remember him even touching the ball. Certainly not in a single highlight. We've been very, very good again. It's a great result. It's not a great result. It's a fantastic result. And I'm going to tell the lads exactly that. A win and a good performance, that'll do for me. Well, actually, no, I'm going to go one further. I'm going to go very, very well done today. That was an excellent win. It really, really was. And you know what? I'm not laying into Hernandez for his 6.4. Just for the own guy, doesn't deserve it. But Sabrino for his 2 goals is absolutely getting an extra pat on the back. That was really good today. Well done. So it's another win on the board. Today was brilliant. That was even greater, higher than we've seen recently from your side. Is that how you saw it too? Today was brilliant for sure, and nobody will be more pleased than I will be if this trend continues for a good while longer. Were you always confident, despite moments where it looked far from comfortable? I thought we did well. You can talk about luck here and there, but I was fairly confident we'd get something. To be fair, I genuinely was. With the way we've been playing and with that analysis we did before the game, I did think that we would win. Well, I certainly thought we'd have a chance. There seems to be a real buzz around the team. I mean, how far can that take you? Good times stay good when they become lasting foundations. That's what I'll be seeking to achieve. So, with regards to the league table, it moves us up to 2nd place. 21 points, 2 behind Real Madrid, 2 ahead of Barcelona. Cadizzy are in 2nd. We are flying. 7 points clear of 7th placed at Valencia after 9 games. I will take that. I will take that. Very, very happy manager. Do you know Gattuso, to be fair to him, he's got no excuses. The media tried to give him the opportunity to use the officials as an excuse, but he's not having it. I can only respect that. I can only respect it. Sabrino's out for 6 to 8 days. Not ideal. He has been really, really good this season, so he's going to miss definitely the Mallorca game. Debatable 9 days before we play Celta Vigo, so he should be back, but he's definitely out for the next one. Which is a shame. But Theo Bongonda can come back in, so it's not too worrying. That's 9 unbeaten now. 9 games unbeaten. No one's scored more than a single goal past us. We have made an absolute flying start to the 2022-23 La Liga season. Thanks again for watching. As always, really appreciate it. If you like what you've seen, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow. I'll be honest with you guys, I've got a really busy schedule over the next couple of days, so I'm not sure how much gameplay I'm going to get in and how much filming time. But I'm looking at, you generally get one of these videos every single day at 8:30 in the evening, bar the odd day when I'm really busy. Like I said, I do have a full-time job, and these are extremely time consuming to put together. But I appreciate your support. Thank you very much.